Have you ever stopped to think that sometimes it's not your clothes, not your makeup, not even how much effort you put into the relationship, but the words you say, or the ones you hold back, that can either spark deep love in him or push him away forever? Today we're going to dive into a rarely discussed but incredibly powerful subject: how your communication shapes the way a man feels attracted to you. Get ready, because what you're about to hear could completely change the way you connect with men. Many women believe that marriage is just a matter of time. If the relationship is going well, if the two of them get along, then naturally the proposal will come. But reality is very different. A man only proposes when he truly feels that this woman is the partner of his life. It doesn't matter if they've been together for 2, 5, or 10 years. Time isn't the deciding factor. What counts is conviction. When a man makes this decision, something inside him is already settled. He no longer sees his girlfriend as just company, but as someone worthy of walking by his side through every stage of life. It's as if she stops being part of the present and becomes his future. That's the symbolic weight of a marriage proposal. It's not just about love, it's about honor. And here's a hard truth to swallow. He will only take this step when he feels she positions herself as a wife, not in the sense of doing chores, but in the sense of being trustworthy, respectful, aligned with the values he treasures most. When he feels that confidence, the decision comes naturally, without pressure. A common mistake is trying to force the moment. Many women fall into the trap of constantly nudging. So, when are we getting engaged? When are we getting married? The effect is the exact opposite. He shuts down because he starts to feel that he's making the decision out of obligation, not conviction. And for a man, feeling forced is the fastest way to kill the magic. So the secret is simple. Instead of talking about marriage all the time, talk about values, about dreams, about life projects. Show him that you are a partner for the future, not just the present. That's the kind of communication that awakens in him the certainty that you are the woman he wants by his side forever. And since we're talking about communication, we need to dive even deeper into this point. Words hold incredible power, but often, women don't realize how their words sound to a man's ears. A simple observation can come across as criticism. A well-intentioned suggestion can sound like a command, and a request can feel like pressure. Men are highly sensitive to tone of voice. When a woman speaks to him as if she's in command, he feels like he's up against another man. And of course, that creates friction. It's not that they don't like strong women, but feminine strength has its own language. It's not about confrontation, it's about subtle influence. For example, you can say, "You never help me with anything around the house," and start a fight. Or you can say, "Honey, I'd be so happy if you could help me with this right now," and spark his desire to contribute. The message is the same, but the delivery changes everything. Another point is the difference in interests. Men usually don't connect with long talks about technical details, gossip, or endless analysis of people. What pulls them in is sensitivity, emotion, lightness. When you share how you felt in a situation, he feels invited into your world. And here's the secret. Feminine posture in communication isn't about speaking less. It's about speaking with more purpose. It's swapping criticism for suggestions, orders for invitations, accusations for conversations. It's learning to use the power of influence instead of the weight of imposition. And when this shift happens, the relationship naturally rises to a new level of maturity that completely transforms the connection. Have you noticed how some couples seem to live in a never-ending soap opera, while others face difficulties but remain strong and united? The difference isn't in the problems themselves, but in the level of maturity each one brings to the relationship. An immature couple lives in constant competition. Every disagreement turns into a battle to see who's right. Every mistake becomes an opportunity for manipulation. Every piece of advice turns into criticism. The result? Tension, endless arguments, and built-up resentment. A mature couple, on the other hand, understands that the goal isn't to win against each other, but to win together. Their conversations are direct, honest, and respectful. A mature man, when he receives a warning or a piece of advice from his woman, doesn't explode. He listens, reflects, and thinks it through. He may not agree right away, but he doesn't dismiss her words as unimportant. He values her voice. And a mature woman doesn't use dialogue as a weapon to wound, but as a bridge to strengthen. She knows when to speak, and just as importantly, she knows when to remain silent. That wisdom creates space for both to grow and connect, not just on a human level, but on a spiritual one as well. Mature couples share one key trait. They put God at the center. That doesn't mean they never fight or face struggles. It means they always seek a purpose greater than their own egos. And that kind of maturity, which begins with communication, spreads into every part of the relationship. And when we talk about communication in today's world, we need to recognize a new challenge: digital versus real-life connection. We live in an era where most interactions start on a phone screen. But here's the problem. A text on WhatsApp will never carry the energy of a look or the tone of your voice. Digital conversations can be a bridge, but they should never replace real presence. Men, in particular, are becoming more cautious about making the first move. The fear of rejection, and even the fear of social or legal consequences, makes them hold back. That means many of them watch quietly rather than step forward. And this is where many women stumble. In the anxiety to show interest, they end up overdoing it, sending long messages, replying too quickly, or demanding constant attention. The effect? He pulls away. The secret is balance. Respond with lightness, without sounding desperate. Keep a little mystery. Show him that you have a life beyond the screen. That sparks his curiosity to see you in person. And when that meeting finally happens, that's when the real magic takes place. Because face-to-face is where he will clearly notice what truly attracts him and what might push him away. If there's one area where men and women think differently, it's this one. For women, affection often comes first. For men, respect is the top priority. And when a man feels disrespected, no amount of affection can make up for it. A man can love deeply, but if he constantly feels disrespected, the attraction slowly fades. On the other hand, when he feels respected, even in moments of conflict, he naturally opens up to give affection, care, and protection. That's the positive cycle that keeps a bond alive. And what truly attracts men isn't over-the-top beauty or shallow seduction games. It's the small, authentic things. The gentleness in her gestures, the elegance in her words, the joy that shines through her smile. These feminine virtues are magnetic because they're rare and genuine. But here's a warning. Beware of the so-called nice guys. At first, they may seem kind, agreeable, and harmless, but often, that sweetness is just a mask. Deep down, they can be insecure, weak, and even manipulative. True goodness shows itself in strength, not in blind submission. When a woman learns to see the difference, she naturally directs her energy toward real cooperation, the kind that goes far beyond the dating phase and builds a foundation for something lasting. One of the biggest mistakes women make in dating is stepping into the role of a wife too soon. Cooking, cleaning, taking care of him as if it were already her duty. But instead of creating gratitude, it often creates complacency. During the dating stage, the most valuable thing a woman can bring isn't housework, it's vision. She sees beyond the moment. She notices when spending is unnecessary, when a choice is risky, when an investment could provide security. She becomes the guardian of the future. Men have the energy to conquer, but often they lack focus. That's where a woman who knows how to guide, organize, and inspire makes all the difference. It's not about giving orders, it's about helping him see direction. And when he realizes that with her, the future looks more stable, he doesn't want to let her go. On the other hand, when a woman spends recklessly, pressures for status, or shows off without purpose, a man feels like he's losing ground. And nobody likes to build their life on quicksand. This balance between support and vision is what prepares both of them to face the inevitable conflicts that every relationship will bring. Every woman has within her the ability to guide, but the way advice is given makes all the difference. When she offers her perspective and lets it go without demanding credit, he receives it openly. But when she insists, repeats, or pushes too hard, he shuts down. The matriarch, the true feminine leader, is the one who foresees, advises, and then releases. She guides, but she doesn't cling to being right. She trusts that time, and God, will confirm her words. This posture gives the man space to grow without feeling controlled. But here lies a danger: the excess of feminine leadership. When a woman takes over everything, deciding, solving, carrying the weight, she eventually burns out. And the man, in turn, often slips into passivity. The result? Attraction fades, while frustration rises. The key is balance, leading in some moments, supporting in others, being firm when necessary, but also stepping back to allow him to take responsibility. It's a dance of strengths that keeps the spark alive. And this dance becomes even more crucial when we step into the real challenges of marriage. Many women step into marriage with the illusion that it will be a happily ever after, with no struggles. But the truth is, marriage is the toughest school of adult life. It's daily sacrifice, constant negotiation, learning to let go of me in order to build us. The peak of adulthood isn't about parties, trips, or endless fun. It's about service to the family, caring for children, building a solid home. And even for those who don't have kids, adulthood makes itself known in other responsibilities. Caring for parents, guiding students, leading a team at work. Life as an adult is defined by responsibility. And inside marriage, those responsibilities multiply. A woman discovers strengths she never knew she had. A man is pushed to mature faster than he'd like. And together, they learn that true love isn't just a feeling, it's a decision made day after day. This is where many marriages fall apart, when they expect ease where sacrifice is required. But when both understand the reality, they grow, and their bond becomes unshakable. And to carry this journey without being crushed by it, daily communication must be handled with even greater care. There's a silent trap that slowly destroys relationships: using your partner as a dumping ground for frustrations, turning every conversation into a complaint, every moment into a venting session. The problem is that men see communication as a tool to solve problems. When they realize they can't fix it, they end up feeling useless. That's why a woman needs to draw a line. If she just needs to vent, she can say up front, "Honey, I just need you to listen right now. You don't have to solve anything." That one sentence changes everything, because he no longer feels pressured to deliver answers. Another issue is how men often fall back on generic responses. "Relax, it'll be fine, don't worry about it." For women, those words feel empty. Couples need to create a rhythm of genuine dialogue, honest, deep, but also light and warm. Small routines become sacred. Having dinner together, taking a walk hand in hand, praying before bed. These habits build emotional security. They don't erase conflicts, but they strengthen the foundation that helps the couple weather storms. And that strong foundation also shows itself in the very beginning, through the way courting and flirting unfold. The start of a relationship is fragile territory. It's at this stage that small mistakes can push a man away for good. And many women trip up here, usually by doing too much. Over-the-top replies, long text messages, showing way more interest than he does. All of this creates pressure. Men are drawn to balance. If he sends a short message and you reply with a long speech, he feels suffocated. If he takes his time to respond and you're already demanding answers, he feels cornered. The charm lies in lightness, in natural back and forth, in mystery. Showing interest, yes, but also showing that you have a life outside of him. That balance is the key to magnetism. Another trap is competing in how much you give. Sharing too much, investing more, doing more than he does, it all creates imbalance. And men notice. When he feels he's receiving far more than he's giving, his drive to pursue weakens. The ideal courtship is like a dance. Light steps, laughter, glances, pauses. It's the beginning of a story that could last a lifetime, if you know what to say and what never to say. And now I want to ask you, how many times have you realized that the problem wasn't what you felt, but what you said? How many times did a poorly placed comment push a man away, a man who could have been amazing? And how many times did the right words open doors you never even imagined? If you truly want to build a solid, deep, and lasting relationship, remember this. The way you communicate is the bridge that connects his heart to yours. Use your words as keys, not as walls. Tell me in the comments, which part of this resonated with you the most? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, because in the next videos, I'll reveal even more secrets about the male and female mind, things no one has ever told you. Because you deserve to live a love that not only warms you, but transforms you.